soul was free.
With my friend K2 the llama in the Rio Grande Gorge, I'm Rosa Román, and this is New Mexicast. From a grand river, having lunch with some llamas, to the lovely Florida Keys, sailing with my family, you just never know what you're going to get here on New Mexicast. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Rosa Román, and as you just saw, I had the great fortune recently to go trekking with some llamas. Now, I have to admit, when the story was first proposed to me, I assumed we would be riding on the llamas. Well, as with so many stories here on New Mexicast, I quickly discovered how much I had to learn. This episode and New Mexicast theme song are brought to you by Dorian Spencer. Some of you may get lucky enough to catch him busking around New York City, but fortunately for the rest of us, his Stone to Stone CD is now available at dorianspencer.com. For Jerry and Craig Cohen, hiking along the Rio Grande in northern New Mexico is just the kind of thing they like to do on vacation.
First time in New Mexico. We've done a lot of the national parks in the west and Yellowstone, Grand Tetons. We do some hiking in New Hampshire where we're from, up to Acadia in Maine, but never out to New Mexico.
And this first trip to the Land of Enchantment has been especially enjoyable because they're traveling with their longtime friends, Marty Kurtz and his wife.
His wife hurt her leg, so she couldn't trek with us, unfortunately. Yeah, she had to stay in town and shop.
Luckily, Marty managed to find himself a temporary hiking buddy, so he wouldn't have to make the trek alone. So you found a partner here?
I got a good one.
Any idea what their name is?
This is K2. K2.
In fact, everyone on this trip has a fuzzy buddy.
We have Zephyr back here with the buck.
This is a Wild Earth Llama Adventure with guide Stuart Wilde and some of his favorite companions.
This is Machu, who's total new guy. Pichu is back home. He wouldn't let me catch him this morning. Raja here likes to lick the truck, and you'll see that his tongue hangs down about 6 inches while he does that, and he's got foam all over his mouth. There you go. Ready? Total hilarious. Hey, Raj. And then this is K2 sniffing Rosalinda's hat there. Awesome.
The day begins with each hiker being paired up with a llama, but it turns out they won't be hitching a ride.
Traditionally, the llama is not a riding animal, so for over 6,000 years, these guys have been selectively bred to be the perfect high-altitude, low-impact pack animal. So they're hiking buddies, they carry everybody's gear, they enable me to facilitate these fun and educational wilderness experiences for people. But you're hiking, you gotta earn it, you gotta work for it a little bit.
As they lead their llamas down into the Rio Grande Gorge, the lighter load is clearly appreciated.
I have to tell you, it is so nice not having to carry all this camera stuff. I may buy one of these.
Carry it around?
That's right, just for all my shoots, yeah.
Far from being a strong, silent partner, each llama has a unique personality.
So you notice, Joni, he's all about trying to get around you, right? He's got to see what's around the next corner.
From Hobbs, the anxious teenager who insists on leading the pack, to Ojo Azul, who always has something to say.
He's great.
What is he doing?
He's humming.
All right, pal, here we go. I know.
And finally, there's Zephyr, who always takes up the rear. So far, so good?
This is a total blast.
You're taking up the rear, though. Your llama was Zephyr?
Yeah.
Zephyr just kind of is doing his thing, isn't he?
Yeah, apparently this is where Stuart wants him. He knows his personality. So him and I are happy back here. Zephyr, come out of there. You're going to get hung up.
Back at the end of the pack, Rob Durham's greatest challenge is keeping Zephyr from grazing the day away. And the llamas aren't the only ones that stop for some grazing.
You know this, right? Dandelion. Do you know what it is in French? Dent du lion. Tooth of the lion. Okay, so you look at, we were talking before about...
Part of what makes this llama adventure so unique is the education Stuart Wilde offers to hikers.
Dandelion greens, Good chow. You don't want to eat the ones in your yard with all the Scots turf builder and all that kind of stuff, right?
From what wildlife to watch for.
Military folks sometimes on the trail that say things to me like, Stuart, how come you're always looking up? You know, well, when you're in an ambush zone, you just want to make sure you always got to watch your high ground. But this is evidence of our local mountain lion here. And occasionally we'll find some tracks and we'll find little piles of fur and bones and things like that.
To the edible options in the big arsenic springs.
And again, if you didn't catch this, this is fresh water that's percolating out from the volcanic rock right behind us and cascades in these beautiful waterfalls down in the Rio Grande below us. So right along the banks of these little springs, we have fresh watercress that's growing all over the place over here. Watercress is a mustard family plant, kind of reminiscent of horseradish, wasabi, super tasty. Now you're gonna wait about 15 minutes, right? Make sure that I don't pass out or anything like that. But I will.
Call it arsenic. What's that all about?
If you were the cowboy pioneer settler guy that was down here in the 1800s and you wanted to keep people out of your fresh water, you'd call it poison water.
In addition to his vast knowledge and fun-loving personality, Stuart's also quite the culinary connoisseur, taking lunch with llamas to a whole new level.
Yeah, this is all for the llamas, and we'll graze on watercress here in a little bit. No, we call this a little backcountry panini bar, and we've got some garden salads and some fixins, and we're gonna have a nice little turkey sandwich buffet and cutting up all kinds of fresh veggies.
We just left about 6 years ago.
We certainly work up the appetite, don't we?
Absolutely.
Save your smoker's lungs and my New York lungs are at the same speed.
And if great food, critter companions, and a hefty hike didn't give travel writer Evelyn Cantor enough to write about,
Whose setup is easier than down? Oh man, I am a petroglyph.
Excellent. Excellent. You go.
Freak away, girl.
You go.
Stuart Wilde's discussion about petroglyphs certainly did.
Petro, rock, glyph, picture, drawing. So here in the upper Rio Grande, really from the Colorado-New Mexico border to the Texas-New Mexico border, we have roughly 10,000 plus of these petroglyph sites throughout the region.
I love them. I think they're fascinating. They're the first writing. These guys may have been travel writers before we were.
Transforming a challenging trek into an enjoyable journey is really the secret to Wild Earth Llama Adventure's success.
We bonded.
Really, these animals help me to sort of bridge the gap between folks that may not have experience in the outdoors. So you give somebody a fuzzy hiking buddy and all of a sudden they forget about how hard they're working. And really that holds true especially for children. And parents tell me all the time, hey, I can't believe you got my kid to hike 5 miles without complaining, kind of thing. So you give a young person a fuzzy woolly hiking buddy and a granola bar and watch them go.
We're done. We made it. What did you guys think?
It was great.
We had a super time.
Yeah?
Yes, it was great. It's beautiful, and learned a lot about petroglyphs and just the geography of Taos and the gorge.
Not to mention the llamas.
We got very, very well acquainted with the llamas. Very well
Up close and personal.
In Taos, New Mexico, for New Mexicast, I'm Rosa Román. Well, that's a wrap. This season 1 of New Mexicast is done. I really appreciate all of your support to make it happen and support my independent reporting venture. I definitely couldn't have done it without you. I hope you will come back for season 2. It will have lots of stories, including much more about the home building projects here in Mexico. Thank you so much from my family to yours, from Mexico to New Mexico and beyond. Thank you very much. I'm Rosa Román.
Like a dream I had.
New Mexicast's theme song is New Mexico by Dorian Spencer. Additional support for New Mexicast provided by
Music on the top of the bus and flank the bus and be in the hippy dippy parade.
That's not easy to say.
That's hard to say, hippy dippy parade.
These glyphs here we call late Ute period petroglyphs, 400 to 800 years old. The Utes are a tribe from south central Colorado that would dip down here
No, the
into...
guys from New York, the Utes.
What, these Utes?
Yeah, the Utes.
That's what my cousin Vinny, I love that movie. All right, come on, gotta be serious here.
He doesn't perform on demand. Okay, yes, you're nice. Apparently my microphone is intriguing to them.
Mm-hmm. I can see how it would be.
I probably I know. I'm really ventriloquist. That's what sounds coming from me.
Come on, boy. How's Azul behaving?
Azul's behaving very well.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah, good. Aren't you glad you didn't marry me?
I thought about it though. I considered it.
Wow. Now, if there was, again, fresh sign, or if we saw a cat sitting on a rock, they would definitely be a little more anxious.
Yeah, because we'd all be hiding underneath them.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Rusty, good boy. Good point.
Come here, kitty, 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 kitty.
I'm sorry to say that, Zephyr, but it's true.
Zephyr knows.
From Mexico to New Mexico and beyond, thank you very much. I'm Rosalinda Román. Where's my babies? Where are they? There they are. I love you guys. Can you guys say thank you to all the people who helped Mommy in this season?
Thank you. Bye.
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 And thank you to all our sponsors.
And all the wonderful sponsors. Dr. Riachi and all those wonderful sponsors. Bye.
Bye. Bye.